Ben, are you all set to do? So this is Ben Bosley. He is with Pinnacle Solutions. He's going to do a presentation for us. Thank you, sir.
Well, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed lunch and listening to some of the projects everyone's working on here. So I'm Ben Bosley, and my occupation is mediation and helping folks solve issues, whether it's family issues or organizational issues, helping businesses resolve internal disputes as well as disputes between multiple organizations. But I'm here to talk to you about an organization I'm a member of, which is Mediators Beyond Borders International, as well as the alliance that Mediators Beyond Borders and Rotary International has created, and the fabulous work that is going on, and to build peace network throughout our communities. And I think that's a little far. I'm going to come and stand up here, but actually just have to go back a few pages. So I'm going to start with just, so Rotary and MBI peace building together. So Mediators Beyond Borders, I'll start with, look, I'm actually very excited because I'm, relatively speaking, a new member of this organization. I learned that they developed, well, this organization, what it works to do is promote mediation worldwide. And for me, that would be local communities, but they work to enhance capacity in mediation, advocate for mediation in various arenas, in NGOs, and provide consulting services to promote peace and conflict resolution. Some of the work, as you can see, there's a number of things accomplishments that MBBI has had over the years, but just to name a few, they established mediation centers, training institutes. One of the projects that I have here is a project about training women in Nigeria to be mediators in their community to resolve tribal disputes between various factions, reconciling conflicts between ethnic communities. The organization has achieved NGO status with the UN, and one of the great things is we've worked with Rotary training at the national and international meetings, training Rotarians in mediation skills that they can then take back to their community. So I know over 1,000 people have been trained by Mediators Beyond Borders. So MBBI and Rotary, the cooperation. So it was developed in 2014 to build partnership from the local clubs to promote common work projects and advocacy in peace building in communities. This is a quote from John Huco. I believe I'm pronouncing that correct, but he said, "We're excited to continue collaboration with MBBI and to build local capacity for lasting peace in more communities. And as trusted leaders attuned to the needs of the communities, Rotary members are well positioned to help find grassroots solutions to local conflicts." That's the General Secretary of Rotary International, John Huco. So like I mentioned, MBBI, some of the ways we've cooperated is we've delivered trainings to over 1,000 Rotarians at breakout sessions during the conventions. We've also, Rotary and MBBI have partnered to conduct 2 international training institutes for women in Southeast Asia and the Andean regions. And we've helped clubs and districts just like yours build peace action committees to promote peace and mediation in your community work. This is I have a copy of it here. This is the project that is helping strengthen capacity for women to advance peace building in Nigeria through mediation training. So, little transition. Rotary International has been incredibly successful in the project of eliminating polio, eradicating polio, and it's a stunning accomplishment. The question is what is next for Rotary? And
You just finished it.
the next global focus would probably come from one of your 6 areas of focus: water, sanitation, disease, maternal and child health care, basic education literacy, economic and community development, and peace and conflict prevention and resolution. Notice I've been bold in peace and conflict resolution. No bias there. From a number of people I've spoken to, Rotary members and people who are interested in thinking forward for Rotary, I've learned that Rotary, although incredibly accomplished, they're not a leading NGO. You're not a leading NGO in the areas of water and sanitation or those other areas, basic education and literacy. However, Rotary can be a world-leading organization in peace and conflict prevention and resolution for many reasons. One being, you are the community leaders, and you know the community leaders, so you have access to networking with them on projects. You have a passion and collaboration for goodwill and trust. It's written in your 4 ways. You have respect for the international bodies. You have good relationships with organizations like the UN and the EU. You guys, as far as I know, are the most competent fundraisers in watching you guys do that today. It's great. You have strong processes to complete projects. You have track records for success. As far as I think it's as good as I can see. And in fact, you've been building peace for decades. And then you, of course, have the partnership organizations, like with MDBI and other peace action groups that you're affiliated with for advising and resources. So, like I said, you do have a track record for building peace for decades. You are tied with the UN and the EU. In fact, Rotary had a part in developing the United Nations. The Rotary Peace Centers have over 1,000 peace scholars already. And there is the Rotarian Action Group for Peace, which is where you would go as a main hub to learn about all the peace action committees and what they're doing throughout the country in their own communities. And then, of course, we partner. So why is it a good time for your Rotary to build and engage in deeper peace building? And my reason is because we can end war in this century. It's very simple. So what can your club do? Your club can qualify as a peace builder club and wage peace. And I'm going to show you a quick video about how that can happen. hear that?
Violence, poverty, disease, corruption, pollution. The problem just seemed too overwhelming, too big. You are just one person, Mike. Not if you are a Rotarian. You are part of a club, part of a district, part of an international network of 1.2 million Rotarians and 35,000 clubs in 200 nations. This makes you part of the largest and most impactful service organization in the world. As Rotarians, you have roughly the same human power as the world's most powerful militaries, but you are woven into the fabric of the community. Rotary as a global organization connects you with a network of passionate community leaders focused on positive change through service and the four-way test. Rotary's 6 areas of focus strengthen that network into a powerful force for peace. So, what if we started thinking about Rotary as more than a collection of service clubs, and just started thinking of ourselves as a global peace-building force? What if together we wage peace? Just imagine Rotarians building a world beyond war. But first, some background. Did you know that we are living in the most peaceful period in human history? Wars are less common and kill less people. Violence against women and children is the lowest in history. Homicides have decreased dramatically in much of the world. Genocide and other civilian killings are less prevalent. The number of democracies is increasing every year. People are living longer, healthier lives. Girls are getting a better education. And human rights are recognized in much of the world as a cornerstone of basic governance. The world is not falling apart as the media might lead us to believe. In fact, measurable trends support the emergence of a global peace system that today rivals the global war system. Trends that led to the development of international institutions like the United Nations aimed at preventing war. Trends about the protection of civilians. Trends proving nonviolence is more effective than armed resistance. Trends toward the proliferation of peace education. Trends favoring the economics of peace over the economics of war. And trends leading to the flourishing of international law, treaties, and courts. So what if we changed our mindset as Rotarians to match the current realities, the current science? The good news is, Rotary already set us up for success with the 6 areas of focus. When you build economic opportunity for communities, Rotary builds peace. When you provide education where education is not available, Rotary builds peace. When you provide clean water and sanitary conditions, Rotary builds peace. When you improve on the health of women and children, Rotary builds peace. When you prevent and treat disease, Rotary builds peace. And when you focus specifically on peace and conflict prevention and resolution, as a cornerstone of your club's activities, Rotary directly builds peace. We are this close to ending polio, but what's next? For over 100 years, Rotarians have been advancing understanding, goodwill, and peace through their service work. Now with the peace area of focus, network of over 1,000 Rotary Peace Fellows, we're ready to take it to the next level. Peace building is about community building. We're ready to train leaders, including youth, to build peace and to prevent and mediate conflict. Convene people and resources to increase the peace-building impact of Rotary service projects in all areas of focus. Empower Rotarians everywhere to create sustainable peace-building in communities and regions affected by conflict and war. You are a Rotarian. You build peace. This is your call to action. Start a peace committee in your club. Volunteer to be the peace chair for your district. It's a Rotary-supported position. Support the Rotary Peace Center by recruiting qualified candidates. You can lead your club to engage in at least one service project annually that promotes nonviolence or raises understanding of the root causes of violence. You can start by joining a Rotarian Action Group. Through the Rotarian Action Group for Peace Hub Map, you can connect with other Rotarians and peace communities. Tap into the expertise of our Global Peace Fellow alumni community through the new Peace Hub Map. So, the world isn't that scary after all, because peace is you, and you are Rotary. Go wage peace.
You guys did a great job on that do.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So what do you guys think? Any questions about that?
Just one question for you.
Yeah.
You're familiar with the Rotary Peace Scholars, I'm assuming then?
Am I familiar with the Rotary?
Rotary Peace Scholars and scholarships, I'm assuming?
I have some ideas about, about it. I'm not really gonna be the kind of person that's gonna give you some real detailed information though.
Because there are a number that have come from our district
Okay.
who have done some really fascinating work. And who actually, if anybody's interested, we could certainly get to come back to the club. You know, they're started out in university and went on to graduate studies in a number of places. And usually, they're in third world countries. There's a couple of different programs that are related to this. So instead of going on to your graduate work, here, let's say in the United States, instead you do your graduate work in someplace, that most of us have not heard of, which have substantial universities, and they, do their study in peace and conflict, and also other areas, then bring that education both back home, but also throughout the world. And so there are some people who really are doing some amazing work throughout the world.
That's great.
And they're right from here.
They're right from here. Yeah. Excellent. Any other ideas or questions? Yeah.
So if we're sitting here and we're feeling, really inspired by your talk and the video, but we're kind of, it's some new concepts, new terms, new resources that we're not familiar with, what are some maybe good next steps for
Good next steps.
getting more involved?
That's a great question. Well, you see, the next steps that I would encourage you to do is, well, there's a couple things. The Peace Hub that they talked about on there, that there's a link to the Rotarian Action Group for Peace, and they have a website, and you can go on the website and learn how to create and apply to become a Rotary Peace Action Group. Have a Peace Action Group within the Rotary. That's one thing, first thing. Next step would be to look into the various, to brainstorm ideas and things, projects that you'd like to work on. Look at what other groups are doing and see maybe there's something that could be applicable to you doing here in St. Albans or in Vermont. And I'm here also as a resource. My expertise is in mediation, and I'm here. I want to offer my services to help you get something up and start and going, and that would be pro bono. I wouldn't charge you for that. So those are the things, next steps that I'd encourage you to take. Yeah. Anybody else?
I'm sorry, I kind of a daydreaming, I think. I didn't get your name or where you live.
Oh, I'm Ben Bosley, and I live in Burlington.
Okay.
Yes, and I work throughout Vermont, though.
You're working in this area, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, thank
As
you.
a matter of fact, I lived in St. Albans for a couple of years myself, right up here in Congress.
Then you escaped.
Yeah, the big city, the big city. I love it. I come back. I have a couple friends here.
Do you work in Canada also?
Pardon?
Do you also work in Canada?
I've not done travel up to Canada for any work.
I mean, are people doing this in Canada?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly go back to my slideshow if there's no other questions. And I know we're probably, are we just about out of time?
Just about.
Just about, okay. What I also want to just offer is to anybody who's interested, I want to share the slideshow with you so you can have it. So I'll email it to either one of you.
I have it. Alan forwarded it to me, so if anybody would like it, I can forward it to whomever. And do you have business cards, Ben? by any
I do.
Okay.
I can hand out some cards if you'd like to
Awesome.
get in touch.
And then are you available for questions afterwards,
Of course.
maybe?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you could circulate that, that'd be great.
I certainly will. I'll send it.